Okay, so there's something absolutely massive happening in the world of energy right now, and it's all centered in one country. We're talking about an expansion of solar power that's so big, so fast, it's basically rewriting the global rulebook. Let's unpack the story behind China's incredible solar supremacy.
First off, just look at this. This is not a scene from some sci-fi movie. These are actual solar farms stretching across China's deserts. It's like a sea of photovoltaic glass that just goes on for miles. This staggering scale is the backdrop for a pretty incredible energy revolution.
All right, here is the stat you really need to understand. In just the first half of 2025, China is projected to install 256 gigawatts of new solar capacity. Now, to give you some perspective, the entire rest of the world combined is only installing 124 gigawatts. So China isn't just leading, it's lapping the field. It's building out solar at more than double the speed of everyone else put together.
To really get our heads around the magnitude of what's happening, we've got to go beyond the pictures and look at the hard numbers. I mean, this is where the scale of this expansion just becomes undeniable.
You know, what's truly staggering isn't just the current number, but the acceleration. Just look at this jump. They went from 37 gigawatts in the first half of 2022 and then rocketed up to a projected 256 gigawatts only 3 years later. This isn't just steady growth, it's an absolute explosion.
And all that capacity, it isn't just for show. It's generating enormous amounts of actual power. China is at number one, churning out nearly 840 terawatt hours. That is more than double the output of the United States, which comes in a pretty distant second. It really shows that China isn't just leading here, it's in a league of its own.
Now let's just pull back for the bigger picture. By 2025, China is on track to generate a full third of all electricity on the entire planet. The solar boom is a massive, massive driver of that dominance, and it's fundamentally shifting the global energy balance.
So to put this frantic pace into perspective, here's a mind-bending analogy. China is adding renewable capacity so fast, it's like building 5 brand-new, large-scale nuclear power plants every single week. The construction speed is just, well, it's without parallel.
So we've seen the incredible scale, but the story, it doesn't end there. In fact, it has this surprising second act, where these massive solar projects are having an impact that goes way beyond just generating electricity.
I mean, it sounds impossible, right? Clean energy is one thing, but actually reversing desertification? Let's explore how this is actually happening.
You see, many of these solar farms are built in these really arid, challenging environments. But it turns out they have an incredible ecological side effect. The vast arrays of panels provide shade, and that shade reduces water evaporation from the ground, and it helps stabilize the soil against wind erosion.
And the results are stunning. In some of these areas, vegetation coverage has shot up from basically 0 to 80%. This has revived the land so much that it can now support agriculture. Get this, at one solar park, 20,000 sheep now graze right there underneath the panels. It's this powerful synergy between technology and nature that nobody really expected.
But China's dominance isn't just in building the farms, it's in building the panels themselves. And this control over the entire supply chain, well, it creates a pretty complex dilemma for the rest of the world.
90%. That's the share of global solar panel manufacturing capacity that is currently located in China. Just think about that for a second. 9 out of every 10 solar panels made anywhere in the world come from China.
And this presents a classic double-edged sword. On one hand, this incredible manufacturing scale makes solar panels cheaper and way more accessible for everyone, which speeds up the transition to clean energy. But on the other hand, it creates this profound dependency, giving one country immense influence over a critical 21st century industry.
So what does all this manufacturing and deployment dominance really add up to? Well, it means China is not just participating in the energy transition, it is actively leading and redefining it, and it's doing it entirely on its own terms.
This chart right here reveals a truly historic shift happening inside China. For the very first time, renewables like solar and wind are set to make up half of the country's total installed power capacity. At the same time, coal share is dropping to about a third. For the world's largest energy consumer, this is a monumental pivot.
And this leadership isn't just about sheer numbers. It's also about innovation, from creating new ecosystems in the desert to building massive floating solar farms like this one. China is pushing the technological boundaries of what's even possible with solar power.
And all of this leaves us with a really powerful question. Through unmatched scale, manufacturing dominance, and some surprising innovation, China is shaping the future of global energy. The question isn't really if this is happening anymore, but what does it mean for the rest of us?